is you have two machines, okay? And machine A can see machine B and can talk to it, and machine B can't talk back to machine A. And then suddenly it flips, right? Or you get this guy can talk this, you get different time rules, you get all sorts of stuff. So absolutely, in the cloud, you have to accept the real tests are going to fail for reasons. And in most of the environments, none of you really don't get because it's just intermittent. But at a higher level, you have to accept all your tests are going to fail one way or another for weird things, right? So you've got to figure out how you write your test case to separate out this is the expected failure that I was looking for versus the droid that it wasn't. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that's the way it is, and it's just going to get worse because we're pushing everything into the cloud. So you can be defensive by spending multi-tenant, but at the end of the day, the majority of us are going to be running in multi-tenant environments. You look at it's like serverless and stuff like that. You've got the same problem. You've got your piece of code is running in some opaque environment, and you're going to get failures. It's just built in. Yeah. So while you were talking, but one of the things that absolute repeatability forces you to do is when you're writing test cases, one of the things that you will do, especially if you have a team that's writing tests, is they will go, I'll put some timers in, I'll put some sleeps in, I'll wait. Right? And what you want your guys to be doing is if you find yourself in that position, your system test type team, that's an indicator that you need an event. So you need to go to the product team and go, how do I get told that this has happened? Right? And you need to start pushing that back into the process because all of these weaknesses are going to happen most times. And so you need to be thinking about, your product has to deal with them. So you should be thinking about how you start to change the architecture of your product to deal with this environment. Okay. On sandbox. Yeah. Okay. Independent tests only. Yes. These are tests that have grown up, will go up in the wild and semi us. Independent tests are, when you think about independent tests, we think that it's fine. I can run that test, and I can run that test, and I run that test. But in reality, what actually happens is we tend to run all our tests in one single order. Right? It's just common, right? And so here's an example of where that broke. So those of you who are of a certain age will remember, there was some time ago, in fact I wasn't quite sure when it was, there was a change in the JVM. And I think it was to do with, was it getting flow methods or something? Methods or getting flow methods, yeah. So JUnit runs test methods. So it makes a call, it does reflection, gets the list of the test methods, and it executes them. The order that it gets them back in was defined, not defined, it was just what it was. And then there was a fix in the JVM for the class libraries, so that made them return things in a different order. What's the test we failed? And the reason they failed is because they ran tests in a different order. Right? So what we're saying is you've got to think about writing all tests so that you can execute them in any order. You know, you want the flexibility. It does mean that if you're going to debug something, it's a lot easier because you can just run that test and not worry about having to run some other tests first to set things up, which is a bad thing to do anyway. What else? And also, like subsetting. That's cool, isn't it? If you can run things independently, when you change some code in this area, you can say just run 10 tests. You don't want to be a situation that I'm going to run all these 2,000 tests just to get to the 2 that I want to test. No, you want to be able to run them separately. It makes perfect sense to me. So have we had any problems in this space? Oh yes, definitely. So before I go into that, though, I wanted to observe that. So in this slide we talked about when you write a test, have to do one thing. This is kind of the opposite of that. So instead of having, it's true, right? Write a test that does many things, but also have a bunch of tests that are all independent of each other. So it's kind of the dual of the other thing. And so again, maybe this is sort of an obvious thing, but maybe it's not so obvious because we keep running into this, right? So just recently we stumbled over yet another test in our test suite where it was this is OpenJDK, right? So it was a test that was testing some subsystem, and the way it configured that subsystem was by writing a configuration file into the JDK that was under test, and it left it there. It passed, so that's okay, right? It passed. We have a passing test, right? Well, the problem is that particular configuration caused some tests downstream to fail, and so bug was logged, and some of our the quality team to look at it. They said, oh, this test is failing. Okay, so they ran the failing test perfectly. So now they have to do some deep work because it was like, what could have caused this test to fail? Because we can't reproduce it when we run it on a clean JDK. Well, so it turns out that there's this it's really a false dependency, but it's a dependency between these tests where one test had a side effect that caused some other test downstream to fail. And so it's a clear violation of independence. But it's also, I think, something more fundamental, which was so obvious we didn't even bother to say, which was don't modify the system for test. Yes, forgot about that one. I mean, some of these, if you've been testing for a long time, some of these things are just so ingrained, right? Don't modify the system under test, and certainly don't have a test that is obligation persistent because it can cause tests downstream to fail. Yeah. And so anyway, that was, I'm not sure how long they spent on that, but it was a lot harder to figure out than it should have been because if you have a test that fail, you do one test and fail again, and that wasn't the case this time. And you look at, we said about the structure of your tests, you've got setup processes, you've got takeout processes. If you've got tests where you'll go, I have to run this test after this test, it's because you've got a setup problem. So you better abstract the problem away, right? Again, you've got things like block objects, so there are ways of making out your environment to test a bit that you want and to take more control. And block object can be quite useful because you can remove some of the weaknesses. Right, okay. Alright, next one. Number 8. Alright, applied diagnostic test on failure. Yeah, okay, so this is an obvious one. One of the things I hate is a lot of these all come from this is like, oh, I hate it when this happens, right? And so one of the things I hate is when you get, oh, this test failed, so you go look at the logs and it just says failed, right? We have this problem where we have these tests where they do some complicated multi-process thing and something would time out. And so you get this whole log and it said, it failed, time out. Why did it time out? What was it doing when it timed out? What was waiting for what when it timed out? I don't know, right? So now we have a huge debugging problem. So the lesson here, or the recommendation here is to pay attention to what information is going into your test logs and provide as much diagnostic information as you possibly can. Now, so for most Java tests, especially unit tests, this is pretty good because when you say assert true or 30 equals or something like that, you get an exception select choice. And usually the position of that, the exact line in which the test goes, usually is going to test fail. And so most of the time that's not a problem. And it's the uncommon cases that get you, right? So in that case, the usual problem is exception is thrown that indicates a test failure or how you classify the test error. And so again, if the stack is what you write into place that it failed, great. Excellent information. There's an uncommon case for instance, which is you want to test that an exception of the proper type was thrown from the proper location. And it's a little too easy to say, oh, I'll just use like a JUnit annotation or put a try block around a bunch of stuff and catch an exception and make sure that it was the right type. But the problem is that it's a little too easy to do that and accidentally catch exceptions that originate from the wrong place. And in that case, what you have to tear apart the test and figure out that in particular the case, suppose there's a case where somebody wants to make sure that the illegal argument exception is thrown. But there's a whole block of code. How do you know that the illegal argument exception was thrown from the right place, the one that you were expecting, instead of say maybe something went wrong with your setup code, also through illegal argument exception. So anyway, so there are cases like that. So, a long time ago, a very long time ago, a very, very long time, yeah, when computers were so when the John was around, but it's very, very sort of to the point. I was asked, there was a bug, and the bug was something like error code 53, right? And it came out, IBM, a lot of IBM products have this thing called FFDC, first data capture. The idea is, it's full to this, when it goes wrong, give me a unique string that will let me get back to the piece of understanding, but also, it means that there's already a fixed or the string. I've automated that process. So we haven't done with that, and I get this, can you figure out where this error code 73, whatever it was coming from? So I start digging, and I dig, and I discover that the product has its own error handling system, and eventually, after a long time, I realized that because this error handling system was being used everywhere, and it was generic, it meant that my error code 73 could have come from any line in the product, right? And I'm sitting there going, because it was late, I remember this, and eventually I got to understanding that it was even worse now, because this error code, whatever it was, 73, wasn't even a product error code, it was just sending up a return code it got from some local. So I didn't know, all I had was a number, and I had no idea what the problem was. We had no idea where it was being thrown, and we knew that it was coming up from the operating system, but we had no idea what code was being made. Right? This is really cool, lovely, yeah. So I would say, that's the extreme case. Actually, you've got to have a situation, when it fails, you've got to be able to quickly get back to the problem, right? I would also say that it's also a way that you should be looking at whether your product is giving you the error information you want as well, because we all know that one of a really great thing that happens is that when there's a failure in the product, there might be some logging information to report it, and 9 times out of 10 that's going to fail because that never get tested. So actually, the programmer who's created the product, and the error handling code, didn't test it, right? That code is null when in fact, he thinks it should be null, but it's null. So that line of code fails, and so you don't get the error report. Okay, it's just horrible. Every time that experience. Right. 9. No hard coding of your environment. Another war story. I'm glad you're sitting down for this one. Okay. So, when you have a big product, you run lots of tests. When your big product is the underpinnings of other big products, they run lots of tests. And there's always this fight about, well, if you just run a test, you find out lots quicker. Because none of your point about if tests take a long time to run, then the chances are that the thing when the test fails is discovered, it's so far down away from what the developer's checking. So it might be weeks, could be months, and the developer's so far down, I have no. Right? So you get this pressure, and we'll do it. We'll look for ways to find the bugs quicker. And so we did this with the modalities of going out and finding all the product, external open source things, so test for us. So imagine that scenario, okay, from our product, and let's say would you run our test for us. Anyway, okay, right, so we got this test in, and it went, what's the C drive? I can't find C drive. I'll run it on Linux. Oh, you ran it on Windows. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so don't fix this. Right. And then you start finding things like, oh, what if you've got a local NFS mount? Oh, we haven't got one of those. Or you've got a local, there's a system that you're referencing. We haven't got one of those. Hard-coded, right? We spent the equivalent of about a man-year going through many tens of thousands of tests, going, oh, that one's hard-coded. It's making local assertions. And it just kills you. So, it's silly. But actually, portable tests in the new world, back to the cloud stuff, you're going to run your tests. You're going to want to run your tests in these environments that are different. If your tests aren't portable, right, then you're dead in the water. So you have to resist the urge to hard-code stuff. Right? At the very least, have a configuration file. But hard-coding isn't just Linux versus Windows. It's all these other things. It's like, what's the URL for a system? What's the port? What database you're using? Where it doesn't make a difference to your application, you need to find ways to abstract it out so that you can change it, because it is going to change. So do you think any reasons why you might want to hard-code your environment? No, it's pretty hard to. And actually, one observation I have after talking to this guy for a while is, if you're sharing war stories with an IBM guy, you can never win that. No, I mean, hard-coding environment, do it. I mean, kind of the only thing I can think of that's even close is sometimes you have to hard-code things like plants, because things are so you kind of have to hard-code that. And that means that anything else running on 480 is going to interfere with it. So, besides that, you have to hard-coding. Yeah, and in other ways, there was also the fact that MongoDB, where the port was hard-coded, and all the product teams, so all the guys that written code that used to talk to Mongo were expected to use a certain port, and then there was security exposure, and it was like, well, could we change the port number? No, because all these products assume it's going to be exactly that port number. So, there are times when it's just hard-coding that you can do about it, but that's not an excuse, it's just a situation. Yeah, right. Next, the last one, no extraneous output. Yeah. Do it. So, I think this mainly applies to unit tests. If you have some unit tests, like 10,000 unit tests, you don't want those unit tests writing out verbose logging. You want those to be silent, so at the end, I ran all 10,000 unit tests, and they all passed. Great. On the other hand, I think if you have a big complicated system test, like that had that timeout I was talking about before, sometimes a test is so complicated, it needs to do verbose logging about everything it does. If it does end up in the case where it's timing out what it was trying to do when it, before it timed out, or before it got some unexpected failure. So this is mostly true, but it also depends on what kind of test you're writing. Yeah, so, yes, this is one of those. So you don't really, if you have you run tests and you put out lots of logging, you put out lots of information, I'm doing this file, I'm doing this, and we all do that, because you're sort of saying, how far through the code did I get? Right? The trouble is that when you do that by 10,000 tests or 100,000, then you won't spot if it changes. So the main thing is that you're asserting to yourself, the right word there, that your tests say they passed, they passed. But sometimes you have tests that fail, but they say they passed. Right? You get an exception in the log. Now, if your log is quiet, then you ought to know that. If it's busy, then you may not. Right? And that's why the main thing about it is I would prefer rely on the test suite framework to tell the test passed or failed, and then look at the log of the empty. I would say, okay, I'll go into investigation. Right? And we don't do that. We tend to go to a way, we tend to put stuff out like that. And the consequence of that is that it can be hard for you to spot these failures. And if you're running this in large environments, then you end up investing in tools to analyze your logs to see whether we can find problems. Right? And it's like, well, we just run a book for ourselves. You can keep your logs as quiet as possible. And I would go for, I'd love to have nothing. I'd love to say, all test passed. I like 10, and that's it. Nothing. 4,000. Okay, cool. We need to, I think we should wrap up here. Yeah, we're wrapping up. So, pile of rules. We set the rules. Why are the guidelines? Right? Okay, and you may think, if they seem obvious, they're worth restating, because you're trying to get back to why it is you're doing this in the first place. Right? And, let's be, we can be passionate about some of this stuff because we know what the rules are, and we know when we're going to, why we're doing this. And believe me, you may go, no, this is not a problem. The first time you get hold of somebody else's test suite, you will be writing your own set of rules again. Why did they do this? And why did they do this? It's just terrific. Do you have a wrap up? No, the thing I think ultimately, I'm a pragmatist, and what I never want to hear somebody say is, really good guidelines to follow, but it's also driven by results, because our experience has been if you follow these, you get better test suite, better code, better quality. And it's tempered by what you're trying to do with test suite, and also what kind of test you're writing. And so if you're writing a different kind of test, then maybe this rule makes more sense than that one. Yeah, something like that. So I think that's the thing.